everyone. Welcome to the Musical Chairs of Massachusetts. I am Nikki Cross. I am joined here by my co-host, Christopher Guerra. Oh, God.
He's got a little water on the back of his truck. Just a little water.
You're just a little silly wabbit.
A silly wabbit. I'm just a silly wabbit. Oh, waffles. I want waffles.
Oh, God.
Waffly.
We're coming at you live from the Chair City of Gardner, Massachusetts, where we get to showcase and spotlight all of the local area musicians that we have here, which is a lot. And we're in such a great area for that.
And we're completely, utterly professional at all times. Always. Thank you guys again. Appreciate you. We love that you tune in and watch this spectacle of a production. And like these words are coming to me very slowly. Thank you guys. So yeah, we have a great show. I want to say we love all our guests so far, and I'm sure we're going to love all our future guests.
We just love everybody.
I do love everybody. I'm just a loving guy. But this gentleman that we have on the show, I think it has my favorite name of all time.
Oh.
Yeah, especially the first name.
I think you're a little biased.
Yeah, I might be biased.
I might be a little outnumbered.
But we won't spoil it quite right, yeah? Guys, we have a fantastic show. You know, what I love about this show is that we do first. Like, we have, we don't just hone in on a style of music, a genre. We'll just, anybody. You come on the show, you do your thing, and we're going to see something new, right? And this musician is no different. We had a lot of firsts happen on the show. So, guys, make sure you stick around and find out. But speaking of which, this person's very creative, used a lot of creativity. And you know who else got creative?
Who?
God.
How did God get creative?
He created platypuses. He was like, I have all these spare parts. I'm just going to throw them together. And telling you, created one of the weirdest Pokemon ever.
It's not a Pokemon. It's a real freaking thing.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, you're right.
A platypus is real, and you're thinking of a Psyduck.
Psyduck. Right. Sorry.
All right, if we're going down that, what about narwhals?
Narwhals. Oh my god.
They look like they have like toothpicks sticking out of their heads.
They do. They really do. If I was to come back, if I believed in recreation, no. Reincarnation, that's close enough. I would come back.
Intarnation?
What intarnation? What intarnation? What's going on around here? I would come back as a narwhal. And
it's like a unicorn mermaid.
Yeah, I would find all my enemies and stab them with my nose toenail.
Ew.
Yeah. So
way to make it weird.
I made it weird. But yeah, no, that was. I don't know how to segue off of that.
Platypus.
Platypie. Platypie. No, I want pie. That's what you do, right? Is you find out that platypuses are delicious. And then
can you eat a platypus? I feel like it'd be like a duck.
It's probably against the law, but
I feel like it'd be like a duck, though.
Yeah,
or a beaver, like a cross between a duck and a beaver.
Guys, if you haven't tried beaver, this is a children's show. Anyways,
there's many varieties.
Sweet cherry pie. Okay, so yeah.
Here you go back to pie.
We're back to pie. But yeah. So I would feel like you could call your business Platypie, and that would be genius marketing.
Have a platypus like on its back, like swimming.
In the pie, swimming in the pie.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can you draw that?
I can draw anything.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll start drawing on a duck, and then I'll just move to beaver. He said beaver.
Beavis.
Anyway.
The Great Cornholio.
I'm a great Cornholio. I need TV for my home. Yeah. Wait, I feel like if I'm going to do that, I feel like... Okay, here we go. Here we go. I have to get into character.
Yes.
I'm a great Cornholio. I need TV for my home. It's like, isn't it like whenever he drinks cappuccino, he just
and you're killing me.
I've murdered Nikki. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my inner Beavis. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So, getting back on track, we have a great show for you guys. So, yeah. And then speaking of which, too, speaking of show, I think Nikki and I are going to start our own band.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we were practicing some singing. What song were we playing?
Clocks. Coldplay.
Cold Clocks Play.
Yes. Coldplay.
Coldplay Clocks.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were doing good. We were doing some. I was butchering the beginning of it, but it's great.
I mean, you had the piano down.
I got the piano part
I think
down.
between like my vocals and your piano, we're onto something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Watch out, open mics. Eat your heart out.
Oh my God, we should totally do an open mic. But
it's going to take a lot lot of liquid encouragement for me. But hey, drinks are on you if that's the case.
Yep, definitely. Before we do that, we have to find a stage name. What stage name would you choose?
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. I don't even know. I don't know.
No, you sure?
I'm positive. I don't know. What would your stage name be?
Francis.
Like Deadpool.
Hey,
look at that's a reference I got, people.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna spell it out for you. Yeah, Francis. I don't know why. I think it's just kind of a completely opposite deviation from Chris.
And if we get you a little drunk, then you can turn into Frankie.
I'm Frankie. Just call me Frank.
Frank, put that shit on everything.
Yeah, get irate with a nice like Frank Sinatra. Like over. No, I'm not gonna sing. Over the moon. What? I don't know. It was some song I heard.
I did it my way.
I did it my way. Wow. So when you have the earphones on and you hear yourself, you can hear how horrible you are. Nikki, on the other hand, sings really well. Actually, I'm just pointing that out. Me, not so much.
Yeah, the world just doesn't get to see that side of me very often.
Yeah, well,
not unless there's some Don Julio involved.
Don Julio. Ay, caramba.
Ay.
No, me gusta. And we just lost all the Spanish listeners.
Canceled.
Canceled.
What's the Spanish word for canceled?
I don't know, but I know shut up is cállate.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Segue. So anyways, yeah. What else? I think that's it. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Enough
That's enough
chatter.
of today for today.
No, if you shut your mouth, your platypus mouth.
You shut your beaver mouth.
You shut your beaver mouth or I'm going to come over there and give you a platypus. That happened.
You better leave that in. Oh my god.
Oh, you know I'm leaving that in.
Fucking gold.
That's not getting edited out at all. No, not at all. But guys, again, thank you. We have a fantastic guest. Probably, again, best first name in a guest ever. You'll find out why. And so stick around. Nikki, why don't you go ahead and introduce our next guest?
Chris Goudreau is a Massachusetts-based quasi-operatic powerhouse singer-songwriter and is often compared by audiences to the likes of 1990s alternative rock artist Jeff Buckley and Queen frontman Freddie Mercury. His songs are genre-spanning, drawing influence from classic Motown, 70s folk rock, as well as avant-garde crooners such as Scott Walker. He got started in the open mic circuit in the 2010s around Northampton, Massachusetts. Chris is known for performing most of his songs on a 12-string guitar, but also writes poetry-driven a cappella pieces, as well as songs on charango, an Indian folk instrument, as well as plays piano and keys. His debut album, Apocalyptic Love Songs was released on June 9th, 2023, and centers around loss. He currently writes music reviews for Chicago-based online music review website The Ugly Hug. He is a long-standing member of the 10-piece theatrical avant rock ensemble, The Leafies You Gave Me. Welcome to the studio, Chris.
Woo!
I did it!
You got through the intro. Thank you.
You know,
Nikki.
there was a lot of like multiple syllable words in that, so I am very impressed. I would not have done so well. Chris, yes, thank you. Usually this studio is good for. Oh wow, sorry. The studio is can only handle one Chris at a time, but in this case, we have two Chris's.
I'm outnumbered.
Two CGs.
Two CGs,
We're
right?
squared right now.
Right, exactly. So it wouldn't take much. Like we have extra letters over here on the sign up on the wall behind you. We could spell out your last name. That's kind of like a scramble. Scrambled eggs. I'm hungry.
We can see
My thought went there too. Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs, right? Yeah. I see. Two Chris's are better than one.
I'm very outnumbered here today.
You are.
We are, of course, biased.
Yes.
And I'm just Nikki. So
Nikki and Chris's. La 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 la. So yes, thank you for coming down to the studio, my friend.
Well, thank you for having me on the musical chairs of Massachusetts.
Oh, we appreciate you. Yeah. Guys, you are in for a treat, let me tell you. We've already had, because this is a movie magic, the pleasure of listening to a live performance, and we were blown away. So, guys, again, you are in for a treat. So let's start from the beginning. Let's see. When you were born, what was that? No, I'm just kidding. I always do that.
sounds traumatic.
First there was the void.
The void, yes.
Then there was, something. And
Here
we are in something.
Was it like Star Wars when he takes the Falcon and goes into light speed? He's like, lights.
More like the opening crawl.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
And then you're in space, and then you see like the giant
hand.
Well, yeah, my hand being a metaphor for a Star Destroyer.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And I have literally no idea what the hell any of you Chris's are talking about.
Oh, this is good. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, y'all just ganging up on me left and right here.
Gold. But in all seriousness, when or how'd you get into music in the first place?
Well, I had a family friend living with us, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to learn how to play guitar?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh yeah.
So he asked me a second time. It was still no. And then a third time, like, I guess I'll try playing guitar. And my dad had a couple guitars that he never played, lying around the house, and one of them was a 12-string guitar,
Ooh.
and the other one was a 6-string Ovation. I hated the Ovation 6-string. So I'm like, well, I'll play the 12-string. It fits my hands better. It's easier for me to play than the Ovation, and sort of discovered my sound that way. And I've just loved 12 strings ever since, because I started on it.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. And I've talked to a couple people about learning how to play the guitar, and some of the things that I've been told is, I eventually want to learn on the 12-string guitar. I should just start on 12-string. And they're like, no. Learn a 6-string first, then go to the 12-string. But you, my friend, just went that other way.
I don't think it's that much different. I mean, there's a little bit more pressure that you have to put on the neck. It can be a little bit tricky, but I think it's more scary in people's mind than it's like, oh, double the strings.
Yeah.
Well, they're just double. The neck is a little bit wider, but other than that, it's still a guitar.
And right, and I absolutely adore the sound of 12-string guitars. My family originates from Puerto Rico, but there's a lot of, and of course they use a quattro 4-string guitar, but there's some 12-string guitars too that accompany that melody of music style that they perform down there. My family often sing with guitars, and the 12-string always had that extra romantic sound
Oh, for sure. It just the timbre of the instrument is just so amazing, and I think writing for as a solo musician for it, like it's an incredibly versatile instrument that people kind of think is one note a lot of the times. Like you get the jingle jangle with the 12 string, but it can be a beast too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's learning the guitar is just a whole different animal to begin with. Like your fingers have to do things that have to aren't natural, and then you get calluses.
Yep.
And so you just live with calluses at that point. You're just, at least I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, you have calluses on your thumbs, on the side of your thumbs, on your fingers. I do finger style guitar.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just this past month, I developed a new callus from just playing too hard and playing a lot of finger style guitar.
Right.
Like I'll switch it up between playing with a pick and just playing with the tip of my fingers. And I got blisters, and I was just like, okay, yeah. We're going back to where my roots right there.
Yeah, well, that's how you're all in at that point. But without pain, there is no gain, and that is true for music. Well, let's now that we got that first question out of the way, let's get into some music, shall we?
Okay. Well, I'll play this one. It's called Hollow Words. Phone, a voice with fear quivered in a bow that shot through me and tore through stone. Emergency room, fluorescent lights that bleed and chill my thoughts tonight. My mother lying pale but not forgotten. And friends, cliches and words that play pretend. You numb but keep on pretending. A voicemail whispered in your ear. You called and said a storm was near, and worried you said you loved me.
Wow.
Woo!
Thank you.
Wow. So, so you write all your own music?
Yeah, I write all my own songs.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Explain to me a little bit about that process, because the lyrics are really good. Like,
thank you.
Yeah.
That one in particular, I get a lot of requests for that one. That I wrote a couple weeks after my mom died. So that one is really raw. It's called Hollow Words. And a lot of my record, Apocalyptic Love Songs, is centered around that loss and just death in general and contemplating life and mortality.
Right.
But how I typically write songs, there's a couple different ways. Usually I come up with the music first, and I'll just sit with it and play the song just endlessly and develop the structure. Then I'll think it's like a good song title to put to the music, and then that's how to develop the lyrics after that. I usually work with the title, and that informs the lyrics, and then the lyrics are the most painstaking thing for me. Then I also write a cappella pieces, like these really kind of epic, just solo voice performance pieces, which I'll share today. One of them.
I know, I can't wait.
I think this is a good segue to talk about one of the things I did last year, which prior to 2023, I'd just been writing at kind of a glacial pace with my songs. Like I had a lot like in my back catalog that I hadn't recorded, but hadn't really written much beyond that. And over the course of like the pandemic, I just wasn't playing as much music. And then last year, I decided to write 2 songs a month, 2 original, and reached that goal. And last year, I wrote 24 songs.
Wow. Oh, nice.
So there's a lot of like different projects that'll probably come out of that in the next like 5-10 years.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. So I have a lot of plans with all that music.
Oh, that's awesome. And the lyrics, creating the music, it's such a therapy. Like,
oh, it is.
You know? Music for me too, really helps with difficult times to really, cope and just get, to kind of work that out, those emotions out. And it's just, like I said, having music is just a gift for us to get us through those tough times.
Oh, for sure. And, they're there for difficult times. For me, as a performer, like, musically, I'm always like looking for the next challenge. Like, what can I do that's different? How can I write differently in something that's a new adventure and challenge?
Oh,
musically?
That's cool.
So whenever I'm writing songs, I like, okay, what can I do different? And I feel like that's how my playing progresses. That's how my singing progresses.
100%.
It's basically like songs for me are like part like to challenge me, to challenge audiences of something that's you don't typically hear at like a bar.
Yeah, right.
like a 5 to 6 minute epic poem based on like Greek epic poems.
Oh, I love that.
With like multi-sectioned parts, like stuff like that, and in between like my more like rock pop oriented music.
Sure, and that's why I feel like it makes you so unique is that you have that those strong vocals, almost opera like quality, just marrying so well together to that 12-string guitar. It's such a
thank you, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm just saying that not just because your name's Chris, but yeah, no, it's really a really great mix, and I love the fact that you're leveling up your game, you're trying new things, you're not afraid to try new things, and really kind of mix it up and experiment.
Yeah, I think too when you get too used to doing the same thing over and over, that's kind of where you get into a rut as an artist. Like,
right.
Like you should always like be questioning whether the world or yourself. I think we were talking about like song as therapy earlier. I think songs at their best when it's exploring introspective kind of behavior, it's uncovering truths fundamental truths about yourself.
Right.
And some of them you might not want to look at.
Yeah.
And being able to put yourself under a magnifying glass and accept what you see there and realize you can benefit from that.
Yeah.
And grow
Yeah.
as a person and as a musician and artist.
Oh, definitely. And then, like you said, it's not just music, but I think life in general. You just got to, try new things, experiment. And I feel as though some of us growing up through our ages were like, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to try that because it's too scary. I can never do that well. And then you never do. And then you deny yourself that experience. But you personally, I've been on this journey of like bread baking. Like, I can't bake bread. Like that's voodoo.
Sourdough starters, is that what you went with?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I got the kit, so I'm ready to do my own sourdough dough starter. But I've just started with basic bread, and it's almost like as if it was a sourdough. Like it's good.
So good.
Yeah, I not to brag. But that's something. That's a scenario where I was afraid to try something, but then I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop being afraid. I'm gonna do it, and then it came out really well. So I applaud you in your quest to do the same. To not kind of focus in on one genre, but to kind of like experiment and try new things.
Totally.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, think about it. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Right.
You fail, and then
you fail, and you have to throw the bread away.
Yeah, right.
Try it again.
I've been thinking a lot about a line from a Bob Dylan song. There's no success like failure, and failure is no success at all.
Oh, yeah.
I forget which song it's from, but like that's always stuck with me. It's just like, oh yeah, failure is the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly.
Constantly.
Teachable moments.
Yeah.
Teachable moments.
Hey, my camera is frozen
Wait, move.
with a scowl.
We're in a blizzard then.
You do have a
I have a scowl and a half.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So what do I do?
Thank you for calling it out. Oh, so I've never seen that before.
I look mad.
You do?
I look big mad.
Is that resting Nikki face?
Yeah. Yeah, if I've ever seen it.
Right? Maybe it'll reconnect.
Yay!
Yay, we're back. We got sound.
Yay. My scowl is gone.
Your scowl's gone. That's true.
What are some of your biggest musical influences?
Well, I have a lot of influences. Some of the biggest are like folk music. Nick Drake, really amazing 70s British folk guitarist. I love Pink Floyd, especially like Sid Barrett
Yeah.
era Pink Floyd. Piper at the Gates of Dawn is an incredible record.
Yeah.
By that extension, I also really enjoy Robin Hitchcock, another British folk artist, psychedelic folk, who is like incredibly influenced by Sid Barrett in his own right. I grew up on a lot of classic rock, so The Who, Beatles, Zeppelin, King Crimson is another big influence, and then I love Motown. So all these like influences kind of seep in a little bit. Everything from like crooners like Bing Crosby to kind of like indie rock of Montreal. It's another huge influence. Actually interviewed Kevin Barnes, the lead singer, back when I was a reporter.
Oh wow, that's cool.
It was really cool. There's been a number of like artists I got to talk to. David Crosby.
Yeah. Oh,
He
really?
was really cool. Yeah, and
I love David Crosby.
He plays 12-string all the time.
Yeah.
So I had to ask him about his 12-string collection. I think right off the bat that warmed me up to him.
Yeah, David Crosby, Stills Nash. Like that's my go-to like road trip songs.
Oh yeah, he incredible and such a sweet man over the phone. Talking to.
That's so cool. Nice. And that's the beautiful thing with music. Like I found like when I was younger, liking just like one genre and not really exploring. But now, I don't know if it's just an act of getting older or just being a fan of the music industry. But there's so much great music out there in all these different genres and all these different styles. And so it's great that you've really kind of explored that and then incorporated those different influences into your music.
Yeah, that's something I definitely try. It's interesting because I think like statistically, most people, as they get older, stick to what they listened to when they were younger.
Right.
So that's awesome. That you're continuing to explore music because at any age, I think we should all be searching for things that like are new and different, and that's how you build like memories and experiences.
Exactly. Well, how about another song?
All right. Why don't I do the acapella drone song?
Ooh, guys. So this is okay.
This is an exclusive.
This is a song that you told us you haven't done yet. But it's also unique because we need to have a C sharp note drone in the background, which is going to be really cool, provided I know how to work things. So let's see. You're going to see the background change on him. Maybe not. Maybe I figured that out.
Good job.
Bravo.
Yay.
Proud of you, Christopher.
The slightly less talented Chris figured it out. Let's make sure it's not too loud because we don't want the audience to get blown out of the room. So, but here we go, guys. Oh, and then I'm also I'm gonna also just kind of capture it on my phone too, because that's what we do with our first of anything. Really, is we
got to document it.
We have to document it. Okay, so this is gonna take a little bit of finesse. Okay, here we go.
Something we lack in the studio.
Something I definitely, something that says the guy who tried to walk away from the table with his headset on,
almost hanging himself.
Oh yeah. Kids, I need supervision. Okay, so here we go, guys, for our first.
Yellow walk the birds. Yellow the something I think you should read. I think you should read. Yellow birds walk the branch. Yellow something I think you should read. I think you should
Wow.
What?
I will note, like, the middle part, I kind of improvise every time.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a journey.
Yeah.
That was a journey.
I feel like we were just on like a spiritual journey.
Right?
Wow.
That was a first. And
yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you.
You're welcome. I wrote that song in 20 minutes.
Wow.
It was part of a online songwriting class through the School of Song with Meryl Garbus of the band Tune Yards.
Okay.
And we had in class 20 minutes to come up with like a melody, and people posted in lyrics in the chat, just like random things. And I pulled from that, and that's the song Yeller Birds.
Oh, I love that, man. Oh my God. See, and that's what's great about collaborations, about being surrounded by other creatives and musicians, is you kind of feed off of each other, and
Oh, definitely.
and you create these beautiful masterpieces. Like, that was great. That was fantastic. All right. So thank you again, and let's move on to our next series of questions. Let's see. So, can you share a moment when you felt like you achieved a major milestone?
Yeah, definitely. That was at my album release last June. And I'd been working on that record for 4 years, on and off. We started before the pandemic, then it hit.
Yeah.
And it was like a year and a half we weren't doing anything on it. And that was like really coming back to playing music again live and just focusing on music again in my life. I never stopped playing it, but it definitely, took a hit for a while. And with that record, I did a lot of like really creative, ambitious things. Like we got a whole horn section. Well, it's more woodwinds and a violin. For my song Sweet Ashes, so it kind of has this kind of Motown kind of feel to it. Whole string sections were recorded. We did brass, bassoon, a lot of like creative things in the studio that were just spur of the moment, and I think captured kind of an essence of my music and a little bit about who I am in that record, and that's something I'm really proud of.
Oh, awesome. That's great. Yeah, I get it. Like it's like art for me, at least. It's you create art throughout your whole experience, but then you have those pieces that are just like, all right, this is my proud piece right here. That's incredible. It's great. So if you had a dream venue to perform at anywhere in the world, anywhere, where would that be?
So I thought about this question. You gave it ahead of time.
I know. We kind of like dance around the questions here.
Yeah. I was struggling to come up with a venue that really I could think of that like I have like an ambition to play. And for me, it's less about the venue and more about the audience. Like, if I'm having a night where me and the audience are connecting, and it's this exchange of ideas and emotion and memory, then that's a good night. And it whether it's like 10 people or 1,000,
right?
That makes it. But impeccable sound and light also help too.
Yes.
So
Yes. I know. I just recently went out to a show out in the Middle East, in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Fantastic venue, great space, and they do a lot. They have 3 different stages, but the lighting, at least in the one that I was in, was really bad.
Oh, really?
Really bad. Like, it was just red. Mainly red, and then like 2 par lights, which is fine. I don't want to badmouth the Middle East because they'll never let me back there. They do a lot, so they got a lot going on. But you're right. You're right on that. Like, it's not just the the venue, but the elements, the sound, the lighting, the atmospheric feel of the venue. And I can definitely confirm when you have audience interaction, and I feel like the audience does interact a lot with you and get engaged in your stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it helps if you have some gimmicks.
Sure.
Like the one thing I like to do lately is a scream along.
Oh.
So there's this a cappella piece I have. It's the title track of my record called Apocalyptic Love Song.
Yeah.
And there's one portion where I just like belt it like opera singer style, and
Sure.
it's a really kind of grim song about the end of the world, and just imagining the earth without people on it.
Yeah.
And so I always like say, I'm gonna raise my arms, and you start screaming. When I drop them, just stop.
Oh.
So people are screaming over this like big operatic voice, and then my voice cuts out at the same time. All the screams stop.
Oh,
that is really cool.
That is so cool. See, and I love that about you. You like think outside of the box.
I mean, you got it.
Yeah.
It helps having a shtick, even if it's a weird one. People remember that.
Oh,
and have a fun, if not bizarre, takeaway.
Yeah. No, the weirder the better. Trust me.
If I can be remembered as that weird guy who had like the opera vocals with the screaming, that's fine by me.
Yeah, because that's a memory that that's gonna stay in people's heads. Like,
oh, totally.
Like who's that Chris guy? I've never heard anything like that before. Like, and then that's beautiful. That's awesome. Nikki.
What's one of the craziest things you've ever encountered at a gig?
Yeah, I like to tell this story.
Oh, I can't wait.
When I was starting out, I was doing a lot of covers, like classic rock, and I was in the middle of the Bob Dylan cover at a venue that doesn't exist now in Northampton. It was a pizza shop called Sam's Pizza, and they'd have open mic nights, and they'd like open the doors during the summer, and you'd just be playing to the street.
Nice.
I love that.
It was like like a small, like very entry level venue to play at, and I was like, it was like one of my first few gigs, and I was in the middle of Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah.
And this couple came up to me with less than a foot, like from me. Just stared at me, started pointing and laughing, and I'm like mid-song.
Oh man!
And then they walked out, and I'm like, "What was that?"
Wow!
I'm not offended as much as like puzzled. Like,
was there something on my face? Like, what is this going on?
I have no idea what that entailed. And I kind of love the mystery of that.
Yeah.
Friends have said they were probably on something.
Oh, maybe.
which probably explains that kind of behavior, or doesn't. I don't know.
I wonder if this is a continuation story. Like this was like, or rather that this was an origin story to the Teletubbies.
Oh my god!
Like
oh my god!
Like the drug use just kept on getting worse. So then instead of just showing up to musical performances as themselves, they started dressing up as Teletubbies. We had another musician in here that very similar. Like
Teletubbies. Like that's some. Some strange nightmare fuel.
Right?
A friend of mine, when we were teenagers, used to just put on clips of the baby sun, and it would just crack us up.
Yes.
I mean, we weren't on anything. It was just like, it's just bizarrely funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always hilarious hearing these stories on the craziest things, because I feel like musicians see some pretty crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, I think whenever you put yourself out there, like there's gonna be people like who enjoy it, and you get normal like social interactions, but like you get plenty of bizarre people who you'll interact with that just like okay, that was a story. Yeah. But even if you have a bizarre situation, if the music touched someone, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I'm telling you though, those random people staring up and laughing at you, or Teletubbies, or I don't know, just like random stuff.
Yeah.
It keeps things interesting.
Oh, for sure. Spice of life, right?
It's El Caliente. Yes. Let's go ahead and do another song, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah.
This one is called Evergreen Cathedral, and a lot of people have been like saying like, what's that song, Chris? Like, because it's relatively new. And I think this is like my newest hit, I guess. So it's Evergreen Cathedral.
It's a photo on the dresser. I try to forget. It's the way that you tell me that I'm always home. It's graffiti at sunrise on an old tobacco bowl. You poured wine stein, you hid so well. See, after image of you, when I look into my eyes, you're my evergreen cathedral. You're my evergreen cathedral. Oh, oh, you're my evergreen cathedral. You're my evergreen It's moths by the porch light. I open the door. It's all morning glories to who I was before. It's the way that you tell me that I'm always home. It's graffiti at sunrise on an old tobacco bowl. You poured wine stein, you hid so well. See, after image of you, when I look into my eyes, you're my evergreen cathedral. You're my evergreen cathedral. Oh, you're my evergreen cathedral. You're my evergreen cathedral. You're my evergreen cathedral.
Woohoo! OMG. Wow.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no, I'm loving. I love your sound. I love your voice, and but again, that 12 string.
Yeah.
You know, it so. I think if I'm not mistaken, Chris's 12 string is our first 12 string
It
in the
is.
studio. Yeah,
It is another first.
It is another first.
First 12 string.
First 12 string.
There's just
Yes.
something so magical sounding about the 12 string though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
beautiful.
100%. 100%. And now you can understand why I'm like, I'm going to skip the 6 string. I'm going to go straight to the 12 string. I eventually.
It's definitely like magical and ethereal, like the natural chorus that you get from it.
Oh yeah.
Evokes like memory and just like this sense of wonder, I think.
Yeah, it really does, and that's why I like. I started off with the mandolin. It's
I love the mandolin too.
Yeah, yeah.
It also has that like shimmery jangle quality to it.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I like how you said shimmery. That's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's so cool.
Very dreamlike, and
Yeah. It just adds. It's like
It's very melodic.
it really is. Yeah. Yeah. So, can you share a moment when you felt like you made a significant impact on someone's life through music?
Yes, I can. Okay. So I shared earlier, I'm in a band called the Leafies Who Gave Me, and my wife and I were just in a Target in Hadley, and this probably like 7 or 8 year old kid like points at me and just like, "Look, Mom, Leafies!"
Oh.
So kids really kind of take to us in the band, and that was a really cool moment, just like knowing that our kind of bizarre Zappa-esque kind of antics stuck with this kid. Never learned his name, just like he just pointed at me and said, "Mom, Leafies." But
awesome.
that was
you made it.
Yeah. Right. More personally, I met friends who were teenagers at Leafies concerts like 10 years ago, and really have become friends, and
that's so cool.
I've like shared music with them, like artists that have influenced me, like Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
And they've gone on to like discover that music on their own.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And that's we have a lot of that promotion, or promoting that we do here in the show. It's kind of our mission is to really encourage people who are on that fence about, oh, should I pick up an instrument? Should I play? And so it's really cool to have that influence on our younger generation, to encourage them to play the music and just to enjoy it, and also, but hopefully partake in the music creation process.
Yeah, and I think it's just about picking an instrument that's right for you, trying a bunch of different things, and then once you learn the basics, just go with it. See where it takes you, because it will take you many places that you don't expect. Right,
and off camera we're talking about too. The different instruments that are out there. Obviously there's a tremendous amount of instruments out there that people will play, but there's a lot of shortages of people not knowing how to play certain instruments.
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out to all the bassoonists out there in the world.
Right?
My wife is one of them. We need
awesome.
more bassoonists. So like anyone listening who has kids in bands, maybe consider telling them to get a bassoon.
Bassoons are awesome. Like they're pretty big instruments, right?
Oh yeah.
Like how do you carry that around?
My wife Anna describes them as like hookah shaped.
Yeah.
Like they're big, like
Oh yeah.
Cylindrical, I guess.
I saw one being performed at the Mechanics Hall in Worcester, at that their little symphony that they have there, and I was just like really impressed. It was just like this tiny little woman, and she did a really good job. I was like, wow. But right. There's so many instruments out there, and not everybody gets an opportunity to really explore and learn. But I find that like once you do master that one instrument, there's a calling for you. There's like a need for you to be out there and performing.
I will say too, like there's cost is always a factor with instruments. I think the one instrument that doesn't cost anything is the human voice. And like if you want to sing, just like go do some karaoke. Like like there's YouTube videos, just practice some karaoke at home. You don't have to be good about it. You don't even have to like want to like just sing professionally, but like
Right.
if karaoke gets you out experiencing music and playing, like go for it.
Yeah, definitely. And because like there's a whole different experience when you're out there, just performing in front of people that I don't think we get enough of, especially ever since COVID. Like we're all isolated. We're still kind of getting better now, going back out there and. But yeah, just having any involvement with music creation.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I feel music is so communal. It's meant to be shared. The practice of it is very solitary to get it right. But like, it's meant to be. You are alone, perhaps practicing your parts.
Yeah.
And then you kind of blossom, and then everything unfolds, and you get to share it, and that's the beauty of it.
It's so, and that process of working on it, you're crafting it, you're fine tuning it, and then you're like, all right, now it's like baking bread. I'm going back to the bread analogy.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
It's a great analogy.
It really is.
When people eat the bread, maybe they don't like the bread the first serving, and then you learn. What works with the bread and what doesn't.
Right.
And then you tweak the recipe, and then you get a better recipe.
And then you get a better loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And then, you put in all that work, and then you get really excited. It's almost like a super high that you get that nothing else can give you. Like, look what I created, and then when you get that reaction of, wow, that's really cool. It's so validating to the amount of effort and work that you put into that song and that the music that you do. So, it's people, trust me, you got to get out there, you got to perform, you got to get involved in music because it is a whole experience.
I will say too, with live performing, especially if you're really good about it, I think ego can play a role sometimes too.
Yeah.
And that's normal.
Right.
But when I'm on stage, I try to think like, okay, what am I doing best to serve the song? Because it's not about me; it's about the song.
Right.
And it can be hard to separate the two.
Yeah.
And God knows I haven't from time to time, but I kind of try to view myself as like, okay, like I'm just serving the song, like I'm the conduit for the song,
right,
coming forth and experiencing like this communal joy of music.
Exactly. And we can't forget about the audience, right? Like we're it's a very personal thing that we're exposing out to people, but then you got to keep in mind, like you're sharing your emotions, your experience, your craft, and these people are becoming invested. And sometimes it's easy to forget. Like you said, it's easy to forget about it. Ego gets in the way. You're like, well, whatever. But no, I love that, and I've had the honor of meeting quite a few musicians, and so far, knock on wood, we haven't had any like egomaniacs.
Divas.
No divas, like this water's too cold, this one's too warm. But no, everybody's just been super down to earth, super friendly. And then I've watched them out there out in shows performing, and they're equally as nice. We had your buddy Seth Newton down here, and he was such a pleasure to have in studio. But then I went to go watch him out on the show, equally as friendly and interactive with everybody. So yeah, that's a huge selling point for me in musicians is when they are like nice, kind, down to earth. And again, it helps encourage other people to, pick up an instrument and perform as well. Nikki?
Yes.
I'm handing it over to you. You got a question?
I do. Do you have any advice that you would give any aspiring musicians?
Oh yeah. Don't be afraid to fail.
I like it.
Fail over and over and over again, because that's kind of like the life of an artist. And, whether that's, awkward stage banter, songs that aren't coming together quite like you want them to, not getting enough money at a gig to cover like the cost of the gas. Like those are all like real, struggles, as an artist, as a musician, and, just to keep doing it because it's worthwhile. It's, it's an act of love for your audience and to yourself. And I guess don't be discouraged and try to be a little tenacious. Something like I struggle with is, just trying to keep my head above water and I'm not getting as many gigs as I want to, or booking is rough at a certain period. I'm just like, okay, well, it's not about me. It's just like not the right time, and it's about being persistent in terms of your goals and aligning that with reality, and just keep sending out the emails, keep playing music, and finding people to play with, or doing shows, because everything builds upon what you've done before, and you just have to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to quote some Ridley Scott's Alien here. Every big thing has small beginnings. And then also, I'm going to quote Jurassic Park. Life finds a way.
I'm partial to the Jurassic Park.
Are you?
Yeah, I will say that quite often.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Finds a way. Oh, that's awesome. See, this is how I know two Chris's are better than one, because we both are into the Jurassic Park.
I like Jurassic Park. I've actually seen that movie.
Oh, that's true. It's not Star Wars.
I think most people have seen Jurassic Park.
I mean, most people have seen Star Wars too, but here I am, just living under a rock.
You don't want to be watching it now, anyways. It's gone downhill. It's fine. It's all fine. Sorry, Disney. We're never going to get sponsored by Disney now. But anyways, it's definitely, you definitely want to. Wow. Brain.
Wow.
Oh. That's another thing I do here is I do a really good Owen Wilson impression. Wow. Or Stacey's mom. I really want a hot dog. Okay.
And we're making it weird. Okay.
Hey, I'm all about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is comedy gold right here. My cord has gotten stuck in my chair. Okay, hold on. Don't worry, folks. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. How? Oh, this was never meant to be. Okay, there we go.
The universe just wants you to hang yourself with your headphones today. Clearly.
Oh, right.
I have a phrase: awkwardness builds character.
Yes.
So there you go.
There's a lot of surplus character around here. Sweet. So yeah, to go back to what we're talking about. Yeah, the process is that you do fail a lot. There is, like you said, you start something in the beginning. You're barely making enough money. You might not be making enough money. You might not be covering your own expenses, and I think a lot of people will get discouraged through that process.
Oh, definitely.
But like you said, you just gotta fight through it. Keep at it. You gotta believe in yourself, and. Just like when we started this show, people were like, "Ha, you're crazy," or I don't know if anybody actually said that, but here we are. This is what, episode 18? This is episode
18.
Yeah, episode 18. And by now, the show has hit millions and millions of phones. We're worldwide. Millions and millions. But it's, you got to believe in yourself. You got to keep at it. And like you said, just, don't give up.
Yeah, just thinking about that makes me think about a conversation I had with someone earlier today where the word like hobby is kind of the loaded phrase. I think, if you don't get something and like something like is really a central part of someone's life, whether that's like music or art or theater, it's like, or like even like Dungeons and Dragons, like,
oh, I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Like someone will be like, oh, that's like your little hobby.
Yeah.
It's like, but to that person, it's something really profound. So
Right.
I think dismissing things as hobbies is a mistake a lot of people make, and they should find something that they view as like something beyond just like a hobby.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, what's the point?
it's okay to get obsessed, and to get focused. Focus is really, tough for probably both Nikki and I. More so maybe some more, I think equally. But when you do focus,
I make sure he lands the plane quite often.
yeah, no, she does. Like this playing is like,
Well, you have a good co-pilot.
yes, oh yes, I do. But it's when you give that one particular subject dedication, you work it, you fine tune it, you end up where you've obviously have gotten, where you're just performing really, really creative, unique music, and that definitely takes focus and commitment. So that's great. That's great. How about another song?
Another song.
We're never satisfied.
I should do something a little bit weirder.
Oh, I love it.
Do
Bring it.
a long a cappella piece.
Okay.
All right.
It's called Myasthenia.
Nice.
The nerve of me and carbon copied to all my antibodies. Neurotransmitters talk through chemicals, but we aren't on speaking terms. Facial muscles on hiatus, drooping fallow without permission. Drunkenly aware of missteps to recite all my Ferris words malforms. Knowing that it makes no difference whether he or she or I are in kindred to remorse. And I'm honestly too blank for feeling the sorrow used to shake my limbs of fruit fermented, and I'm content with divorce from my own pity. And I'm steadfast to be well past the smoke and mirrors of the yesterdays. I take comfort in the half-truths of you, the only gospel I take to you. And though my eyelid is held down with tape, my face is constrained and displaced, I'm clear-eyed with steroids keeping me awake. The doldrums and ringing mistakes of my cruel spell to whisper me to winter kindling, to catch fire and to burn away the house where I grew my roots. 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 When I'm all alone, Hackney statue can turn to stone as days pass me by. With the endless goings on of mundane conversations, will you tell me about people I never can who know? From bar-light surrenderings to pale tales with your hands behind the wheel as you drive to deny the symptoms that cast you when you're filthy alone. All my decisions are denied precondition, lung to fade from breathing to gasp and suffocate, blue-faced and floundering, relentlessly devouring at using pleading with inconsequential glib, percolating nerve Carelessness, a soliloquy, a sear surface. All my stones aim to miss, fall forgotten on your shore. Buried in the dirt, beneath hearth and home. Oh, honeyed wives such you savor, warm wounds of ground to favor the parent, the sap and saline. Do you serve the crown you held so sistine? But upon my head tin foil and plastic jewels, all it ever was. Cigarette butts and super glue. The novel you in carbon copied Etsu to all my allegory.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
I have like goosebumps.
Yeah, sorry about the cough.
Thank you.
I was holding that in. That was insane. Okay, I'm excited. That was a first.
Yep. Another verse. Another one.
See, I think this is what happens when this is our first Chris, besides me. So we're checking off all these other firsts. Nikki's like, oh my God, it's always about him.
So I need to go find a Nikki now, basically.
Yes.
Look at Nikki for the show.
Yes, you do.
Definitely
Yes.
do.
You
Yeah.
definitely do.
If anybody knows of any Nikkis that are musicians in Massachusetts, call me.
Give it a call.
Call me.
Call me. And just to kind of play off a little bit about that, is like you have such tremendous command over your vocal range. The key is like on point. Another Chris that I felt like also kind of mirrored that same ability and skill. Chris Cornell, the late
Oh,
Chris.
really?
Yeah. I saw him perform live, and I was like, okay, how much of this is, studio, fixed? No, that man could just belt it. Like, yeah, and so it's very similar with your command of your voice. It's very similar. Just really impressive. Really impressive.
Thank you. I mean,
yeah.
I should listen to more Chris Cornell now.
Oh my God, he has a phenomenal acoustic album. It's beautiful.
So
Can't recommend it enough.
So his produced stuff is great, Soundgarden, original Soundgarden stuff. But where he really shines, especially on the vocals, is the stripped down acoustic sets. Mm-hmm. There's even a few where he does a cappella things, and you're just like, wow, just like you, just like now. Thank you so much. Oh my
You're
God.
welcome.
Yeah, that was incredible. Okay. Well, we are nearing the end. I don't want to let him go.
I know.
You're here forever.
This is a journey.
Right, exactly.
I'm glad I was able to take you on a journey today.
Yes. Oh my God.
I
yes.
kind of view a lot of my music as like we're going on a journey. You don't know what you're gonna see.
That's great. I love all of that, and because you go to all these performances and they're great, but the ones that have a story behind them, like Pink Floyd, it just adds a whole another layer on top of a beautiful cake. Maybe I am hungry. Cake.
Yeah, you've had a lot of food references.
If you like cake, they're going to be playing.
Wow, that was a great segue.
Next week.
Wait, what? Oh my God.
Cake is playing next week.
I think I saw that. And then I was like,
next Friday.
Yeah. I know. By the time that this episode will air, they'll be long gone.
They will be long gone.
Long gone. Yeah.
Just little pieces of cake on the trail.
Right. Just some crumbs. We got. Folks. Guess what died?
I guess that's our cue to hang it up, huh?
Yeah. I don't want it though. No, I know how to fix this. Okay. Sorry, folks. While we're waiting, Nikki, please give us some hold music. Don't give up, Nikki. Keep crafting.
Girl from Ipanema.
Oh my god.
I never knew that was the name of the song.
Oh, this is good. This is gold. This is gold. So I can restore from here, which I'm going to eventually.
You should really listen to it. That's a great bossa nova tune.
Yes.
Like classic.
Look at that. It's back. It's back. Yeah, cake. I love cake. So
You love food.
I love food. Yeah,
Who doesn't? It's life sustaining.
it is. It really is. I love their music. I grew up with their music, and there's so many good bands coming around here. Queens of the Stone Age are coming around. I love.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Where was their performance? I think it's Fenway.
Ooh.
They're coming to Fenway. That's what it was. Oh my god! And I looked at tickets and I was like, "Yeah, I can't afford." I'm like, I can afford the obstructed ones, the obstructed view ones,
The one behind the pole.
one behind the pole, right? And then later, this will be after this episode airs, but I'm going to go see Metallica.
We know. He makes it known every show.
Boop. Metallica. Yeah, there's so many great shows. When me and my buddy went out to the Middle East, we went past Boston Calling, and Hoosier was there.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, yeah. There's just so many good shows. So, anyways, but thank you. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Thank you again for coming down. I think we will have you just perform one more song to send us off. But before we do, if folks want to go out and find your music or see a live show, where can they do so?
So I'm 12 String Geek on Instagram, on Facebook. You can find me Chris Goudreau Music. All my shows are usually posted pretty regularly. The ones that are coming up. You can find me on Spotify. I would definitely love to see you as a new Spotify follower.
Oh, 100%.
You in the audience, whoever wants to join. Spotify is kind of my not go-to place. So usually Bandcamp. I'm blathering, but
Yeah,
it's
no,
all
no.
the social.
No, that's great.
All of the things.
All the things. YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm all over the internet.
And I appreciate that you have a link tree. Like
More than you will
Linktree
ever
rules.
know.
Right?
He's a big advocate for Linktree. You killed it again.
I did. It's okay. Yeah, Linktree, because it's
Well, I know for a fact this video, this episode is going to go on the Linktree.
yeah. Woo! That's awesome.
Linktree sponsor us.
Linktree, they should. They really should.
Hey, I'd take some Linktree money.
These
Right?
Chris's are your biggest advocates here. Like,
I know. I
it
know.
must be a Chris thing.
I know money doesn't grow on trees, but it does on Linktree. So, hey-oh.
Ding, ding.
That was a really good one.
Oh, thanks. Actually, it's just once in a while. Yeah, so that's great. That's fantastic. And please hook up my friend Chris, not just because his name's Chris, but because he deserves the following. The music is just top notch. I appreciate you, brother. And
I appreciate you too, Chris.
Oh, thanks.
And
Oh, what a Chris moment. Oh.
it's yes, it is.
Thank you, Chris. You're welcome, Chris.
Wait, thank you, Chris. Oh, that's a very handsome Chris over there. Why, thank you, Chris.
Look at what Chris is going on here. Look at
I
there's
sense
another
a theme for this episode.
another one.
Yes,
Another one.
Another
one.
it's the Chris multiverse. Thank you again, and let's go ahead. We'll do another first. I don't think we've ever signed off with a song.
Yeah.
But let's give them one last one.
Yeah.
Whereupon my waking molars do naking and sighs of rubble bone meal to shovel into the palm of my hand. 10 made of porcelain dishes. I dreamt myself a reality, of glue and sawdust too. The dirt into its biology. Oh, I dreamt myself a plywood teeth with lichen varnish to me, and comfort sprouting from my gums, from skeletal corpses and sweet Arcadia, with jawbone shaking to root my pages, sounds of laughter, nitrous oxide plastered from the view of the waiting room. Dewdrops frozen on my eyelids closing. In spring the forest will bloom in chorus to the tune of unchained melody. I dreamt myself a melody, a glue and sawdust to liquid, the dirt in its biology. Oh, I dreamt myself a plywood teeth with lichen varnish to me, and comfort sprouting from my gums, from skeletal corpses and sweet Arcadia.
Woo! Wow. Thank you. Telling you guys, what a treat. You have to go out and see my buddy Chris perform, and check out his content, check out his music, SoundCloud, Spotify, and just Apple Music, everywhere. Just check it out. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming in the studio, and it is an absolute honor to be surrounded by such awesome music. Love your 12-string guitar, and I love you. So,
Well, thank you both for having me
Such
on.
a Chris moment
such
again.
a Chris
Aw.
moment. Aw.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, thank you. And guys, again, thank you for tuning in on this episode of the Musical Chairs in Massachusetts, where, again, we surround you with lovely music. Guys, make sure you follow us, all that jazz.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. All right, guys, so we're going to sign off with a cappella. Bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye.